A new type of turbine is unlike anything revealed before. It completely eliminates the compressor, and instead of subsonic deflagration, it utilizes supersonic detonation, making it to be one of the most efficient designs for jet engines to power generation. But harnessing detonation is a very tricky thing to do. Detonation works off of supersonic shock waves, yet the pressure rise happens nearly instantaneously, and without perfect control, it's a really bad thing. Yet this explosive nature was appealing to some crazy engineers, because detonation is one of the most powerful ways to utilize chemical energy. So naturally, this led to two different architectures that can harness this phenomenon. One of them is the pulse jet, which is basically an intermittent machine gun that is very loud. And the other one is rotating detonation, and it's kind of like harnessing a continuous explosive tornado. Now, the rotating detonation variant is very interesting because it can be harnessed in a lot of different engine variants. But probably the simplest design is rocketry. So one of the key technologies is computational fluid dynamics, and it's essential for making this type of engine variant possible. It basically simulates what's going to happen in the chamber, and this allows the engineers to pause, zoom in, or just to look at the exact temperature and the pressure of the supersonic vortex. This can lead to designing complex geometries to naturally constrict and handle this violent tornado. The other technology that was essential is additive manufacturing, and this has been combined with new types of alloys that can be customized to a three-dimensional profile. One of them is GR-COP42, and it's a copper alloy that was developed by NASA that has excellent thermal conductivity combined with high strength at extreme temperatures, a combination that most metals can't really achieve simultaneously. And this is when we started to see the first generation of rotating detonation rocket engines. With integrated cooling, these types of engines could run for minutes at a time. Yet, additive manufacturing techniques have only improved, and just recently we have seen a variation from Astrobotic that has broke records. So instead of just 3D printing an alloy, this one can control the microscopic porosity of the metal itself. So it's like passing water through a sponge, but it's precisely engineered. And this allows porous injection, so you can have a uniform continuous fuel oxidizer mixture to stay stable. Yet this sponge-like design can also act as a cooling layer. This porous-like property that can be integrated into metals is a really game-changing technology, because there is another component in a different type of engine this can be utilized in. So this brings us to the crazy ideas now, which is a compressorless turbine. And basically what this idea is taking the rotating detonation segment and replacing the compressor altogether. And this does a couple of different things. For one, it eliminates the parasitic load of the compressor on the turbine so that it's more efficient. But at the same time, this brings in a lot of problems because you're introducing supersonic waves into these turbine blades. Basically, you would implode the whole thing if you don't come up with cutting-edge technologies to make this work. Nevertheless, KIT has built a real working compressorless turbine. And the way they did this is they designed a duct between the detonation chamber and the turbine, so it kind of acted like a fluid dynamic muffler. They also utilized hydrogen as fuel because it can detonate very quickly and has a vast range of air mixtures. The turbine was connected to a generator and it produced electricity for a few minutes, which is pretty impressive for a turbine being subjected to this at all. But this power generation turbine can be advanced further, with something like porous additive manufacturing that was mentioned before. Now, a good comparison is the Leidenfrost effect. This happens when a drop of water is put on a really hot surface. It should boil off, but it does not, because it forms a vapor cushion. And this allows it to move around with certain surfaces and do all sorts of fancy things. So there's a similar type of effect called transpiration cooling. And we can utilize that in a turbine blade. You would essentially have to feed the turbine core with a coolant, and this coolant would have to be fed into microscopic channels in the turbine blade. Each blade would be able to form this gas barrier, and it would act as a shield to the detonation wave. But it's a tricky thing to design because it's kind of like a biological structure where you need a hard core and then a skin effect to make this porous structure work. If you can combine this with an attenuation feature like a resonator cavity, then it might be possible to build a gas turbine in a combined cycle that can achieve 70% efficiency, which would be pretty revolutionary in power generation. But this kind of design could also transfer over to aviation. Not so much the ramjets that only work at certain speeds, but actual turbofans. This design would replace the combustor with a detonation ring. And in theory, this would allow you to reduce the number of stages in the compressor, so something from 10 stages to maybe 3. Yet you'd be able to go from a standstill and have throttle control, which is pretty important in passenger aircraft. If you replace subsonic combustion with detonation, you can get an efficiency gain of over 20%, not to mention a far slimmer profile of the engine. But this is definitely one of the most challenging engine variants to make. Ultimately, detonation is one of the most powerful forms of harnessing chemical energy. It can be used in anything from rocketry to power generation, potentially even jet engines like turbofans. But to go beyond that, we need a different type of energy or propulsion system. More importantly, I would like to know what you think. So please leave a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel.